Hey everybody, I got a special request to do a video showing off the completed board for the Roottrees Are Dead. It's a very large family tree, so when I zoom out all the way like this, you can't really see all of it. I'm pretty sure somebody asked me to do this just so they could cheat by copying all my answers. So here you go, here are all my answers. The company started with Elias Rootree. He was the first president, and his wife, Gwyneth Anderson, was a housewife, and they had several children. So let's start with the first branch of the family tree, Gwyndoline Rootree. So she was a housewife and married James Mortyn, and they had two kids. Zachariah became the second president of the company. Angelica Mortyn was a housewife. She had red hair, and she married a redhead, and both of their kids have red hair. That's how we recognize them. They're the redheads. Guy Hudson, he becomes important in Rootree Mania. Doesn't have any children. Doesn't look like it. Bonnie Hudson married David Kellogg. They had two kids. So David Kellogg IV, who is the swimmer, and then Brittany. So he's in college. She is not in college. She's still a student. Moving back to Zachariah Mortyn, he has two kids. So Gwyndoline Mortyn, she's the kind of angry-looking person in that picture. She marries Dr. Steven. I believe he has a website where he has this family photo, and his kids all just look very angry. So Zach is the college student. Jem, she is, I guess she's probably just a high schooler, and Jason is a younger kid. Now, as for Mortyn, Caroline, she's the artist. So she was married with Landon and had a child named Stephanie. Later, she broke up with Landon. That's what the X is. And then she married a woman named Eloise. And they were the ones who raised Stephanie. Stephanie runs for a political office. We have a flyer for her in our evidence. So that's how we know who she is. She also has a spouse named Brian Jones, who's also on the flyer, and I believe we looked that up in, like, the local business magazine or something. Okay, Elias Jr. is the oldest son. He was an architect, and he married Patricia Christensen, and he had a secret daughter named Samantha Rootree. That was one of the big dramatic moments of the game. It's like, oh my gosh, Samantha is actually a secret child. So Samantha married Ernest Madsen, and they had two kids. Ernest Madsen Jr., who was the fourth president of the company and big friends with Carl. We had a piece of evidence about his death, about the Shiva for him, which was sent. It was a card from his wife to Carl. So there's the picture of his wife. There's a picture of his daughter, Nicole, who is a student. The other child, Gwyneth Madsen, was a farmer, taking up the occupation of her mother, Samantha. She married Sam Cattrall, and they have a child, Stephanie Cattrall, who's going to school. Lots of school children here. So I don't know how much spoiler territory this is, but yeah, that's spoiler territory. Okay, so like, you got to see the answers. I won't explain them because that's spoiler territory. Next child, Clancy Edward. He marries Sarah Coswell, and they have like 4 children, and so each one's got their own branch. So Lauren Rootree was an author, and she wrote a book with a bunch of information that lets us place everything. Like, she mentions all her brothers, and that's how we're able to decide which brother is which. So she does have a child named Clark with Jacob. So Clark had a series of failed marriages, it looks like. So he married Danielle, they broke up. He married Jane LaRue, they broke up. They did have a child named Chris, who is currently in college and is dating Louisa. And unless I'm mistaken, we visit his website, and that's how we get information about a lot of the cousins from his website. Alright. So then Clark went on after that to marry Kim LaRue, a different member of the LaRue family, and they currently have 2 kids. And I was able to identify them because their name is Rafferty LaRue, like they have a combined last name. So that's how I was able to figure out where they go on the chart. They're both kids. That's a picture of them from, I don't think it's his website, and maybe it's his website or one of the business articles where he's saying, this is how I got the idea for this beautiful jingle, which made me so much money. Yeah. Okay, so that's Lauren's branch of the tree. Now we're moving on to Clancy Jr., who is a professor. He married Laura Carlson. Their child is Carl Roottrees, who is the 5th president. He's basically one of the first people you learn about in the game. And yeah, these are the 3 Roottrees. That's your first challenge, just figuring out who these 3 Roottrees are. Raina is a model, married to Thomas Sheridan. Carly, also a model, and then Riley, also a model. Riley, the one who always dresses in plaid. Now, Elias Roottree is in advertising. That's the picture of him. Oh, looks like I didn't find out his spouse. Oh. It looks like there aren't too many spouses left to guess, though. It looks like there are only like 4 spouses that I missed. Okay, so he has a son named James Roottrees. He's a musician. It's a little star because he's an easy-to-find notable one because he was in a band with the LaRues. The same LaRues that Rafferty Clark was marrying. So they had 2 kids, Candy Roottrees, who is a musician, musician, all grown up, and then Wolf is just, he's a kid. That's all we know. They've got a kid. There's like a Christmas picture of him. That's the Christmas picture of him. Okay, so that was Elias. Elias's branch. Edward Roottree is a lawyer, and I didn't really figure out who his spouse was, but his daughter is November Roottree, who's a dancer, and it's interesting that the only picture we have of her is as a young child, when now she's completely grown up teaching dancing lessons of her own. I remember, like, it was mentioned somewhere that he has the same job as his dad. That's how I knew that he was a lawyer. Okay, moving on to the next kid. Marguerite Roottree, who was a housewife. She married someone and had the famous actress daughter, Gwyn Roottree. And she married Walter Forsythe. That's his real name. His stage name was something else. They had 2 kids, and we kind of had to do like a deep dive onto a sitcom that they were both working on. So he was the screenwriter, Robert. Ronald was the director. You can't see in this picture, but he's got like a director jacket on. He marries Tessa Green Penelope. We visit her website that has 2 pictures. Pictures of their 2 kids. This must be Jack. He's a student. And Christina, who's a baby. Yep. And then the final thing over here, Miracle Roottree is the one with the eye patch, or the glasses. He's in 2 of the family pictures. So he has 2 children. Miracle Jr., I mean, it's easy enough to know, hey, Miracle, then Miracle Jr., and then Miracle the Third. That's where they go. That's how that family tree is laid out. I believe this picture comes from a flyer, maybe on their website or something like that. So they're all preachers. Elias was the one that's kind of hard to... There's like 5 people named Elias in the family tree, so that was kind of hard to realize. Oh, this is Elias M. And he's a mechanic. You can see he's got a name tag there. That's how you recognize him. He marries Catherine Wilkins, and we do get a big ad for the Wilkins... no, not the Wilkins. The Roottree Mechanical Shop. And so that gives us this picture of... Tessa Roottree. Cool. So that is basically the completed board for the Roottrees Are Dead, leaving out the top secret stuff in the middle, which, the end of the game goes into huge detail about it.